Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Parrott, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks Podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
And tonight we got a new Titans episode, even though it didn't have much, any Dick Grayson, did it? No. And then just an old issue, another Kristen pick, Detective Comics 526.
Yep.
Which, if you would have asked me, I couldn't have sworn I read this before, but I don't remember this. I don't know if I actually did read this before. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's kind of, filling in like that, I don't know, some of the origin of like original version Jason Todd.
Also, they really went all out for the 500th. I mean, they basically crammed darn near everybody in this comic. So, props for that.
Well, yeah, it was kind of the same too. I mean, they crammed a lot, especially the villains that like Batman 400, like not like a couple years after this. Yeah, they crammed,
Yeah.
Especially, I think it was like the last, like technically like the last pre-crisis issue of Batman. So yeah, they really like were trying to wrap stuff up and throw all the villains in. All right, so yeah, like I said, this past week was season 3, episode 9 of Titan Souls.
I mean, it was a good episode. It just didn't have any Dick Grayson in it.
That's right. We finally saw Raven and Donna.
Finally, yeah. And I thought it was cool how they met up with Hank, and I had kind of forgotten that Hank had a brother. I mean, it's like I knew, but it wasn't forefront in my mind. So when Hank didn't make it across the bridge, and then his brother Don was there, the original Dove, I was like, oh, that's nice.
Like, I remember more from like some of the comics, but yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean, the brother only showed up in like one episode. What was that season?
Yeah, I mean, the brother was more part of his backstory.
Yeah, it was a flashback thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I did like that. I thought, sometimes I didn't like Hank. Here, I thought they played him really well.
I know, it's too bad. It's Hank in season 3 has been really good. It's like Hank in season 1 and 2 was kind of too angry for me, but then Hank in season 3 was much improved, and then he died.
Yeah, well, again, they can't make him a total jerk, and it might be his final appearance, or pretty much.
Right. So, yeah, it was good.
And we got Tim kind of sore. I wonder if he's going to remember meeting Dawn in the afterlife.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
Or, hey, I met your friend Hank.
Yeah. Well, and then, of course, I was a little surprised that it seemed like they were going to have Bruce commit suicide. Yeah. And then Donna popped back to life conveniently at Bruce's house and saved him. So that's interesting. I kind of wonder, I mean, are they going to have Bruce Wayne come back to Gotham and then he'll train Tim and Tim will be Robin to Bruce's Batman? I just kind of wonder where they're going to go with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think even just as like a cliffhanger, because like at the end of this season and then maybe like open season 4, are they going to have Dick like kind of take up the Batman role for a while?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'll be kind of interesting to see where it goes because, yeah, they've kind of been doing their own thing to a certain extent because Tim is kind of he figures it out, so he's a smart kid who's interested in heroes, but they changed who his parents were, and he's not rich.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean,
like he was, and also, of course, since they took Bruce out of the equation, that's kind of different.
I mean, I guess Bruce can come back. I mean, Batman just might be wanted by the police, but like the general public doesn't know Bruce is Batman, right? So I mean, Bruce Wayne doesn't have to hide. It's just Batman.
No, but I mean, Barbara Gordon, the commissioner, totally knows.
True. Well, that's the thing. Is Barbara gonna, are they somehow gonna talk Barbara out of that?
Yeah, so I mean, whatever. I just try to be like, okay, I'm along for the ride. Like, let's see. The season has been improved. So, because, yeah, are they going to stick around in Gotham, or is it going to be they were just in Gotham this season, and then Bruce comes back, and Tim and Bruce do their thing, and the Titans go back? Like, is Tim only here for this season, or is he going to become, part of the Titans? Are the Titans going to stay? Yeah.
Okay, here's my thought. What would you think about this? Episode 4 or season 4, Bloodhaven.
I mean, it could work.
Maybe get some Blockbuster as the big bad or something.
Yeah, could be. Although I'm wondering if they would just take some of the stuff that was in Bloodhaven and just put it in Gotham, so they wouldn't have to move.
Maybe, but it's like if Bruce does come back, is he gonna want them all like hanging around the house in the cave and stuff?
Right. Yeah. Probably not. I don't know though. I mean, Beast Boy seems like he's a pretty top-notch chef by now. He could replace Alfred.
There you go. Or unless we're finally gonna get Tamaran or something, unless they're taking like Blackfire home or something.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I'm waiting to see if Tim remembers meeting Donna or anything, and I can't wait to everyone to see Donna be like, "You're alive." It's like, yeah, we saw this coming, but the episode she died, we knew she was coming back pretty much.
Yeah, I'm just surprised it took this long.
Yeah, well, again, I guess because they were doing the whole Red Hood thing, and
yeah,
they were probably waiting for like people to forget, like, oh yeah,
didn't forget. Yeah, could be.
All right, so should we get to the issue tonight?
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, you said like we just have the one issue, but I mean it is a little extra size, so
it is extra size. Although Dick is probably not in it as much as you might have initially thought when I picked it, but I do remember I picked it because I knew that this was the last time Dick and Barbara were in a comic together for a long time.
And it's topical. We kind of get some of the early appearance of Jason Todd, first version of Jason Todd.
Yeah, he was only introduced a couple before. I want to say maybe like 2 months before. I was just reading them before. So it's like Batman. It was in one of the Batman ones. Batman 3. It might be what did they say? 359. It might be Batman 357. Where he's first introduced.
I think it's something like that because I think what is it, 368, where he actually Dick gives him the suit, the Robin suit.
Yeah. But yeah, when he first Dick randomly goes to visit the Sloan Circus, where Waldo is, and Waldo's like, "Yeah, you got to see the flying Todds. There's something else."
I mean, what do you think?
Oh, and in that one that I read, they do say that Jason Todd is 12.
I mean, I get it. Like the origin after Crisis, people are like, "Oh, Jason's just a big jerk," but it's like this pre-Crisis origin. It's like you could tell he was just basically just like a placeholder. He had the same exact origin as Dick. It's like basically, after he dyes his hair, it's like. If you're not up on your comics, you pretty much think that's Dick until Batman calls him Jason.
Right. Yeah. No, Jason. The second Jason Todd 2.0 is way cooler.
Oh yeah. I mean, like the very first Batman comic I ever read, what was it? I think it was 412 or something. But yeah, it was a Jason-ish. Jason was Robin, and having only watched Super Friends and Batman 66, I thought this was Dick, and then. At some point, after the back home, he calls him Jason. I'm like, wait, what?
Who is this?
What? Are they different in the comics? What?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like I first watched Batman the animated series, and I liked Robin, and my dad told me, Oh, they're actually on the third Robin, and his name's Tim, and Dick goes by Nightwing now. Like, blew my mind.
Yeah, it was like 412 or something because like I didn't pick up another one till 416. Yeah, I found it, and then
that was a good one.
I'm like, okay, this fills in the blanks. Very good.
Yeah, that was good. I'm glad you read that one. 408 and 409 also would have helped you if you had just gone back a couple.
I knows. I think after I got 416 because like like so there was like a toy store near me, and then there's a few other places like they sold like these 3-packs of comics.
Oh, really?
Times, yeah. I think I got like what was it? Did I get? Said 4? No 4. Yeah, I think it was like 408, 409, and then was it 4? I forget, but I got it in like a pack. So yeah, I got those together. I was like, yo, sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty classic. That was a good pack.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know, baby Phil didn't know how good he had it then.
Exactly. Like I said, I always have you mentioned Tim. I always had a special place for Tim because when Tim first appeared, I think him and I were like the same age.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's right, kids. Tim would be in his early 40s now.
Yeah, and that's why I should have been reading the comics in the 90s, and I would have been. But it was like when I first got interested in comics when I was young. I was like 7, 8, 9 when Batman the Animated Series, and so Tim as a teenager was like too much for me, and there wasn't enough Batman in it. And then I kind of got busy with other things in life and didn't read comics, and then I didn't go back till grad school, and I was like, I can't read about high school. I can't do that to myself.
Oh, I literally sat in middle school and high school, like reading about Tim in high school.
I hope you had an easier time than Tim did. You didn't have to switch schools all the time. You didn't have weird costume villains showing up.
Yeah, mostly no. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when Tim did more like teen books or whatever, like when he was in, Gotham Knights, when there wasn't school involved, I'm like, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I mean, and again, sometimes just with Batman wasn't that bad.
Right. Yeah, no, that was good.
I remember one of my personal Robin 2, The Joker's Wild. The first time Tim faced Joker, and it was by himself. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the miniseries, right?
Yeah. Because Bruce was out of town. All right. All right. So should we get to this?
Oh, yes, definitely.
All right. Detective Comics 526. Of course, the big anniversary, the 500th appearance of Batman in Detective Comics. Yep. From May. What is this year? 83? Yeah.
Yeah, 83.
Ooh, yes, 56 pages. I mean, they don't. I'm worried on DC Universe Infinite. They don't have the price on the cover.
$150.
Oh, for 56 pages.
Inflation has been harsh.
I was gonna say you can't even get the regular 22 pages one now for.
Yeah, gosh, how much do you think 56 pages would cost us now? $5.99 at least.
At least, yeah.
Might be $7.99.
Oh, I think there's
highway robbery.
I think there's a Spider-Man coming out this week. It's 96 pages. It's like $10, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean those 80th spectaculars, those were all $9.99.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll save ourselves since it's 56 whole pages. We can.
It begins.
Just highlight the big things. I would just like to say that Talia wearing that pink outfit is super weird to me. Pink just does not feel like a Talia color.
It's like pink and like light purple, or are those leggings like light purple or white or something?
I'm not quite sure. But when I first saw that, I was like, "Who is that?" And then
I don't know. I don't know if it's the art or that outfit, but Talia looks like super young compared to like her modern appearances.
Yeah. Yeah, so that kind of surprised me. It's also kind of weird to me that so many of the Gotham villains knew Talia. I guess. I mean, I know she's been around and she appeared in Gotham before, but it kind of, I I don't know. It kind of surprises me because I always, and maybe that's a more modern interpretation. I'll tell you, I always think of her and Ra's al Ghul as being definitely, above the Gotham villains. That they're not going to mess with those kind.
Yeah. Well, I think here it was like, I don't know if they like sent her an invitation, and I guess
Yeah, I think they did.
her and even Catwoman are just like, oh, I want to see what what they want with my beloved, and
Yeah.
yeah, again, everybody Joker's here. Mr. Freeze. This is funny because
He's so old school, his drawing.
well, even like I think it was that Joker 2 miniseries. Like they kind of had Joker just like kind of kill Mr. Freeze and like had his guys like toss him in the river because I guess I don't know if Denny or somebody thought like Mr. Freeze wasn't popular, just the character was a joke. But then once they did his, the story of Mr. Freeze and Batman the animated series, I guess it shot his popularity up. So then they brought him back during Nightfall.
Yeah, and now they make him look more like he did in the animated series, which is definitely a plus because he looks ridiculous there.
Well, yeah, because like before I don't think he had much of a backstory. He was just like, a scientist who made him, so accidentally.
Well, right. I mean, and initially his name was Mr. Zero.
Yeah. So yeah, once they put in the tragic backstory, then everyone got interested.
For
sure. I see Catman.
Yeah, they got a lot of like kind of B-list villains there too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got the big guns, Joker.
I mean, they even brought in Cavalier. Like that is somebody that I don't think survived Crisis on Infinite Earths.
He did. You know what? He actually shows up in Nightfall. I think for like one page, Batman takes him down in like one page.
Wow.
Because when Bruce is like having like his breakdown before Bane, he's just like, oh, it takes me taking a little bit of effort even to take nobody like the Cavalier down.
Oh, okay. It's been a while, yeah.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah, wait, are they on there?
Yep. Like if you look at that big, what is that? Like this second page, like that splash page, yeah.
Yeah, who's the partially invisible guy?
I believe that's Gentleman Ghost.
Oh, well, that makes sense. And who's the guy with the one with the eye patch?
I can't remember. I think they mentioned here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he's in here.
Riddler, Black Spider.
He's Stingery, or however you say that.
Oh yeah, I do remember him from the mention in the story. Mad Hatter, Killer Moth, or either that or Booster Gold. Hold on for that joke.
That was good. Yeah, Clayface, Riddler,
yep.
Scarecrow. Who's the guy? Is that the Spectre or something? He looks like he has webs, spiders. Somebody spider.
The guy with the purple and like the orange mask.
Yeah,
that's Black Spider.
Black Spider. Okay, and then the Spectre one is the with the hood.
Isn't it? Oh no, the Spook. Doesn't Joker call him the Spook?
The Spook. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because he says, I spooked the Spook.
I'm a little sad they didn't bring in Crazy Quill, though.
Well, they're saving him for when Jason first puts that suit.
Yep. They are.
Well, it wasn't Crazy Quill, just more obsessed with Robin. I mean, all these guys are here for Batman.
Yeah, because of the colors. Well, they could have put in that weird dude with the eyeballs in his fingers. That would have been cool.
So yeah, Talia runs out, and Joker tells the others he has a plan, and we see Batman training in the Batcave.
Yeah. And then boom, Catwoman and Talia both bust out. Into a fight.
Oh, okay.
Batman's all break it up, ladies.
Break up the cat fight.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, brother.
And then we see Dick driving his motorcycle in the rain.
Yes, and he sees the Sloan Circus truck, and he tells Waldo and Jason to go to Wayne Manor. Which I read a couple of the back ones after this. So yeah, the Sloan Circus is being extorted. Sound familiar? And this time it's by Killer Croc, who's trying to make a move to be the #1 gang guy. And Trina and what's the husband's name?
Oh, the Todds.
Yeah, Trina Todd and the husband. They kind of offer like, yeah, we're gonna they like offer to follow them. And that's why both Dick and Bruce, more Dick than Bruce, kind of feel responsible. But I was going back, and Dick kind of talks about it with her and first suggests it, but then he doesn't. Then he's kind of not sure if he wants them to go through with it. And then there's this scene in 359 where he's with Bruce, patching Bruce up again, and Dick is like, I don't know, it's kind of dangerous. Maybe we shouldn't have them follow it. And Bruce is like, so what? Scum like Killer Croc wouldn't be able to get a foothold in this town if a few more people were willing to take risks to stop him. I'm sick of citizens who wake up who want us to save them from life's hard realities. Let someone else do it. Let the police handle it. I'm afraid and it's dangerous. It turns my stomach. Your friends made a commitment, Richard. They'll fulfill their commitment. Or to hell with them and to hell with you. And Alfred, my word. It's like, I'm sure he didn't mean it, Master Dick. And then Dick says, he meant it, Alfred. I'll tell you the truth. Lately, that man's getting to be a stranger. And then you see Bruce in his office, and he's like, damn, what's come over me? Attacking Dick like that. Taking my fury with Croc out on my closest friend. I just feel so crowded. And then Vicky Vale calls. Because in these series, when Jason 1.0 is first introduced, Bruce is standing Vicky up a lot, shall we say.
I mean...
But yeah, also we have Catwoman and Talia fighting over Bruce, while simultaneously he's going out on dates with Vicky Vale. He's a busy man.
Yes, he is. But I mean, I guess this was a way to like kind of de-age, well, definitely de-age Robin. It's like, if Dick's going to the Titans, it's like we get a younger Robin. Oh, we don't have to worry about him being in college. And oh, hey, I guess Bruce is older now because, Robin's in college.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely. Plus, I mean, it was, I think the thing that's always been said is it was really good for Dick as a character. He could have more growth because now the Titans were totally in New Teen Titans writers were totally in control of him, and so they had a little more freedom to do with it. And yeah, and it also works better, the dynamic. You need a Robin. I mean, yeah, by the time you're 18, 19, 20, you're gonna be like not really a sidekick anymore. You're gonna be good enough that you don't need to be constantly hanging out with an adult. So yeah, they kind of needed to.
You're not going to be like Chris O'Donnell and like 30 years old and need like a...
Nope. Probably not. So, yeah.
But yes.
It helps. But yeah, then they just, I don't know, they just didn't, I'm not quite sure what it totally was with Jason that why people didn't take to him. I mean, I guess he didn't really have much time to be just like a carbon copy of Dick, which honestly was kind of good because that was boring. Although I liked how they had Dick giving him the suit, the suit and that kind of thing, which I felt like you still could have had happen. Bruce could have just adopted this kid who tried to jack my tires. Dick could have been friendly. So it was nice that Dick was friendly with Jason the first time. I felt like they didn't need to go full angsty where Bruce just like, oh, you left and I picked another kid off the street, sort of thing. But I mean, it was definitely an improvement to give Jason something that made him unique.
I mean, if they had coordinated better, they could have still gone with the street kid thing, but have, maybe, Dick trying to be the more understanding one and like, Bruce, this kid came from nothing, maybe like taking a little easy on him. And
right. I mean, if they just could have had Bruce not fire him, and then Dick could have decided, you know what, it's time for me to grow up and wear some pants.
Or even have Bruce fire him and just be like, he would, if they would have had him like watching over Jason more and just be like, I don't want, what happened to me happened to Jason, I don't want, there to be this bad blood between him and Bruce like we have.
I don't know. I just get annoyed that Bruce fired him. That's my biggest beef.
Because he got shot.
Well, and then they kill. Never mind. We've talked about it before. I'll stop. All right, Vicky Vale. But Vicky Vale smacks that creepy guy. That's cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that hair. Wait a minute, because like when the cops find that Captain Stingery, who that didn't so great, no one ever resurrected him. They were. So it says the cops are in Crime Alley. So is that the theater? Is that the actual theater where Bruce and his parents were back in the day?
I don't know.
Because this is a big anniversary issue, so I don't know.
That's true. It could be.
No good comes from that.
But they didn't establish it. And then, Barbara was at that theater with her dad, finds the cigarette.
Yep.
So then she goes to Wayne Manor and is like, woo! Like, I'm Batman.
Oh, because first Dick and Jason and Waldo show up, and then Dick thinks he sees Batman outside, but it's Batgirl.
Yep. She's like, "Let's go, Dick. We got stuff to do."
So, is this when she? So I guess this is when she tells him, "Yeah, of course I know about you and Bruce."
Yes.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, because again, so weird. They always did such weird stuff. Because Barbara, they knew each other's identities, and then it was like Barbara got her memory erased, and her memory was on a tape, and she stopped listening. And Dick was like, "I gave you our things back, but it'd be great if you didn't know who we were again." And so then she supposedly doesn't listen all the way through to the tape. Totally ridiculous. That is one thing that I think is a fair complaint. I mean, there are many fair complaints, but about some of the earlier comics is they spend way too many comics where the central issue is, oh no, somebody's about to find out that Batman is Bruce Wayne, and they build all these issues around. I've read many issues where basically the issue, there's not a supervillain, it's just someone's about to find out Bruce Wayne's identity, and we got to do some sort of crazy shenanigans. So I always thought that's a little tedious that they're.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of early comics.
Oh, we don't want to know. Batgirl know our identities. Blah blah blah. Whatever. So they definitely do a better job of that in modern comics. Thank God.
But yeah, I guess they're revealing to each other here and everything, because they're probably the plan's it's already been planned probably that Dick's going to team up with Barbara more, and probably not going to be in the book as much. So
yeah, well, no, remember this is the last time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I mean until those backups or whatever. Yeah. Or did they already do that?
No, yeah, they already did this. That was 70s. This is in the 80s. Well, yeah, because they knew each other's identity in the 70s, and then it was like they had Barbara forget it, but it turns out she didn't really forget it. She was just pretending.
Oh, God.
Goofy.
Jeez. Well, what did we say this was? 83?
This is 83.
Okay. So Killing Joke is like 4 or 5 years from now. Okay.
Remember there's that weird Batgirl special where she quits being Batgirl?
Yeah, it's like not too long before Killing. Yeah, because like I said, it was weird with Crisis on Infinite Earths. They wanted to get like Batgirl and Supergirl out of the way for some reason.
Yeah, it was weird. I know. I thought they did a really excellent job with Batgirl in the 70s. And then, I don't know, then they did some weird stuff in the 80s and some bad stuff like Killing Joke. But then thankfully they treated Barbara better from the 90s.
Mm-hmm. So while they're riding in the rain, Dick tries to call Batman. There's no answer in the Batmobile.
Yep.
But yeah, they go to this abandoned L station. Someone named Edward Nigma, like Enigma. But yeah, inside we see Riddler, Cavalier, Mad Hatter, and Scarecrow.
Yep.
I guess something happened to Scarecrow. He's paralyzed by fear.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's when Batman, Catwoman, and Talia break in.
And they have a big fight, and Mad Hatter runs away.
I know, he runs to like that.
Something happens to him on the train.
Looks like he gets hit by a train.
Yeah, maybe he jumped clear.
Maybe, because I think he comes back even before Crisis, I'm pretty sure.
And then we got 3 already rounded up.
Yep.
Back at Wayne Manor, Jason happens to see the clock is open, so he goes down the stairs and what? Bruce Wayne has a dinosaur in his basement.
I know. Just basically, oh, hey, look, there's something behind that clock. Like, who didn't lock that clock?
I don't know. That's a plot contrivance if I ever saw one.
Yeah. And then, like, it's like some stories, you're either going to point the hands to midnight, to both hands to 12, or like, was it Denny or Doug Mensch? One of them had it where you had to, like, spin the hands to 10:47 or something.
Yeah, the exact minute his parents were killed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was left open, so.
Especially with people in the house. Waldo and Jason are upstairs. You're going to leave that clock unlocked?
Yeah, because you need a new Robin, apparently. So.
Were they just like, oh, yeah, we don't need a new Robin?
Let's see who goes down the clock first, Jason or Waldo. One of them's going to be the next Robin.
It's the old clown.
Oh, Signal Man hiding inside. Oh yeah, he's a groover.
Talia with that crossbow. Okay, I mean, I know this was like her big costume at this point, and like, but Catwoman, it's like, I don't know how well could you fight in a skirt like that, and like, are those like really high heel boots?
I mean, that's a throwback to kind of what she was wearing back in the 40s.
I know, but it's like, I mean, that doesn't scream, nimble cat burglar to me.
I guess because the slits are cut up so high, it doesn't really restrict her movement.
Maybe.
But yeah. Also, because comic book magic, your clothes do what they're supposed to do.
True. But yeah, Mr. Freeze does look strange.
Yes, so weird. And then, all right, they bust them up, and they get those street names.
At least Mysterio has like the at least he obscures his bubble so you can't see his face.
But then we get the bad news. We're at the zoo, the reptile house.
Yeah.
Robin's running in. Oh, Trina and Joseph Todd. They were helping us. And Gordon's like, you brought civilians into this? And then they go in and they are dead. And Gordon is pretty hardcore. We can only hope they were already dead when he threw them to his friends below. You brought them into this, Robin. It's on your head.
Whoa. Yeah, and Dick jumps down, grabs one of the cops' guns, and starts beating on those Crocs before they can eat the Todd's bodies.
Yes. He says, damn you, damn me. So sorry. Yeah, I guess is Gordon saying dear Lord because Robin's so upset?
Or because I think he's screaming, Arr!
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, I guess Croc's hideout is in the
men's club.
Yeah, it's like it's almost in the, what is that, like a sauna in the old men's club?
Yeah, although it looks like he's in a pool, kind of. The Joker comes in, is like, let's work together, but really, it's a trick.
He calls him a dandified freak. He's like, wait, I want to make a deal.
Oh yeah, that of course. So Jason doesn't know, but Trina Todd already knew that Dick was Robin and Bruce Wayne was Batman because because in an earlier one she walked in on Dick helping Bruce put bandages on, and she was like, "You have weird bruises." Oh, and I think Bruce was still wearing his Batman shirt, whatever. And she was like, "You're Batman." He's like, Dick, you must be Robin. He's like, don't tell anyone. She says, don't worry, I won't. Because apparently, even though the Tots just popped up, Dick and the Tots are like this.
Oh, yeah, circus.
So anyway, Jason puts on that costume. Is it just me, or does this look terrific, or does this look terrific?
Well, yeah, it's like
if Jason were asking that to my face, I would say, you look terrific, kid. But in reality, it's not terrific. Although, it is a much more practical Robin outfit. He's all covered, which is pretty smart.
Yeah, I was going to say, would anyone, I mean, I guess some people were sticklers, but it's like, would you have minded just if he had gone with that costume and kept his red hair?
My guess is they wanted him to be the same for the merchandising.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, again, like I said, until Batman calls him by name, yeah, it's basically just, hey, look, it's Batman and Robin.
Yep. And so Jason slides into the Batmobile when Batman comes back.
Wait a minute. So Jason pulled that costume out of a trunk. So I wonder, was that like something Dick was maybe working on back in the day?
Yeah, he says these trunks are filled with costumes, most of them Robin's from when he was a kid. So, yeah. Convenient.
Yeah. So yeah, Batman, Talia, and Catwoman come back, and they're well, it might take us hours. We only take the computer seconds.
Boom.
And they decided they figure out they're gonna go to Clark in Maine, but not before Jason jumps in the trunk of the Batmobile.
That's right.
Jeez. Man, the security around here, man, that clock's open, man. You just jump in that trunk.
I know, for real. Slacks.
Always. It seems like every origin of Jason Todd's has to involve the Batmobile. He's either jumping in the trunk or stealing the tires off it, something.
You gotta give him something. Jason Todd knows his cars, I guess.
I guess.
All right. Robin and Batgirl bust in. And of course, still, like, really, they haven't heard of Batgirl? He's like, it's not Batman, it's a woman.
It's one of those things. It's like when they are supposed to know, they know, but if they're near, like, oh.
When they're not supposed to know, they don't. Yes, okay. And so Dick's really intense. He's like, where's the address?
The Dame and the Punk.
Yeah, because Barbara's. So then they go to the men's club.
Oh, yeah, man. Look at Dick getting tough. He's like, yeah, Batman asked you last night about Croc. He's like, I told him nothing. Don't know nothing about him. Okay. He's like, let's get this clear. That's not good enough anymore. Basically hold him over the edge by his collar.
Yep. And he sings, and that's how they go to the Gotham Men's Club at the old Ansonia gym. Boom. That gym looks like a church.
It does. I mean, well, unless it'd be weird, but unless someone put a men's club in an old church or something, because years ago there was a club down in Pittsburgh here, like someone made a nightclub out of like an old abandoned church.
I think it would be hard to like stick a pool into a church, though. A nightclub, doable.
I mean, if you do enough renovation, you make it any building into anything, pretty much. But who knows?
But yes, Robin's beating them up, and Barbara's thinking, Robin's going berserk. Those people Cross killed must have been close friends.
Well, yeah, it probably reminds him of his own parents, too.
Yep. And so then they mention Clark and Maine, the old Adams Brewery. They're laying a trap for Batman. So they go. And wow, doesn't this sound sounds like I don't know, it's a long story. It sounds like what people say about Walmart and stuff too. Once upon a time, Gotham City boasted 7 different breweries, each making its own local brand of beer. Each brand had its loyal followers, its special mystique, but then the national brand names moved in. It's like, the mom and pop beer was being taken over by Walmart.
Oh my. But yeah, Batman, Catwoman, and Talia come in. The brewery should be cold, but someone has the furnace going.
And then we see a bunch of skells all beaten up.
Yeah, the Getaway Genius, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, Catman. The Getaway. I never heard of the Getaway Genius.
He must have not appeared in too many.
No. That's what I'm thinking, man. They probably given writers an excuse with this issue. It's like, man, if some of these guys, if you never want to bring them back, we kind of gave you an out, you know.
Just throw them in there.
So yeah, someone opens a valve, and then that's supposed to be water or beer.
I think it's water. Yeah. Remember, it's an abandoned brewery now.
Yeah.
So then Jason pops out, looking around, and he's like, "Hey, I've seen those two guys on the news.
I seen their picture on the TV news. Two-Face, Killer Moth, Clayface 2, and the Gentleman Ghost. They're all
They want to go in and for Killer Croc. And Jason realizes Batman's in danger. I gotta warn him. So then he tightrope walks across the electrical wire or phone wire or something.
Yep. And meanwhile, the brewery, Batman, Catwoman, and Talia are tied up to a vat. And here's the Joker.
That looks bad. It says they'll be malted to death.
Oh, Lord. I should have known you'd be hopping mad. It's in hops. The whole thing will explode in just under 5 minutes. The great Batman malted. Yeah, that's when Croc comes in and says, cut him down. I got a score to settle first. Joker's like, wait, be realistic.
So yeah, they cut Batman down. Well, they just Batman.
Yep.
Croc punches Joker. And he says, we're going to fight man to man. And if you win, Catwoman and Talia won't die.
Yep. And Croc looks like he's going to give him the old Bane almost. Yeah. And then the other rogues are like sneaking in because Clayface disguised himself as one of the
monster.
Yeah.
And then we see Jason jumping all around, tightrope walking,
coming down the pipes. He keeps worrying about his dad being mad at him.
He closes the pipe.
Yep,
so they won't get steamed to death.
Batman
and Croc fights. Joker tries to run out. He's like, oh, I'll double cross on my triple cross, and then oops.
Batman breaks Croc's grip. Nobody's done that.
Robin and Batgirl have arrested all of the other crooks. The
Joker runs into Dick and Barbara. Yep.
And then this, so classic. Killer Croc says, your brain's going to be oatmeal. First you have to connect, Croc. And he ducks and boom!
Hits the Joker.
It's the Joker.
Yeah, because
Batman's like, Batgirl, Robin, what are you doing here?
Croc's like, yeah, right. Look at them, not me. As he comes at him with a big pipe. Until Jason comes down and
just as Barbara is announcing, Batman, Croc killed the Todds. We found their bodies. Boom. Jason jumps down and onto the pole, upsets the balance. And then
kind of hits Croc with it, and then Batman's able to knock him out.
And then Jason jumps on Croc. You killed them! You killed my mother and father! Batman experiences deja vu, as this could be another boy from long ago.
Yeah, Dick's like, I wanted to tell you myself.
Sorry.
And Batman sends Barbara to cut down Talia and Catwoman.
He says, I've never heard Batman sound so strange. What's going through his mind? Gee, I wonder.
And then back at the house, it's weird because like weren't like Talia and like Catwoman like at odds with each other most of the time? Now they're like driving away together.
Yeah, well, because one of them says, I think Catwoman says, call me, and Talia says, if he does, I'll rip your hearts out. So I guess, since they faced death together, they'll be a little bit friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this, how we know Dick's at least 18. Even Bruce, before he enters the room, knows what will happen. Dick's words come as no surprise. Bruce, I'm old enough, and what happened to Trina and Joe Todd is my fault, so I want to adopt him. I know what he's going through. Bruce, you forget, Dick. So do I. And if it's anyone's fault, it's mine. And he says, Jason, we have to talk. Alfred, my goodness, Master Dick, you don't suppose? It says, you better open up my old room, Alfred. For the first time this day, Dick Grayson smiles as he remembers. The pain of his own parents' death has never gone away, not completely. Nor has his own pain ever left Bruce Wayne. But life renews. That is the lesson that Batman and Robin taught each other years ago. Life renews with every new dawn.
Aww. So that would have been an interesting what if story. It's like if Dick would have adopted Jason instead of Bruce, either this version or the later version.
Yeah, that would have been wild. That would be wild.
Once again, proving how much better Dick is than Bruce. If especially the later version, if Jason had survived.
Ouch. The one thing here, and I guess they're trying to wrap it up and this kind of stuff. But it's like, they're really jumping quickly to like, yeah, Jason's parents just died. And here's a picture of Bruce and Jason smiling happily as they walk across the lawn. His parents died yesterday.
I mean, yeah, again, it's a comic book. You kind of have to, suspend a little bit of that. But I wonder if it's just too, it's like if Jason was like, oh, I don't know where I was, he probably thought he was going to be alone in the world. And then Bruce is like, oh, hey, why don't you come live with me and Alfred? And, it's probably more about, oh, hey, I'm not going to be alone.
Right, yeah, I know. It's just fun. I mean, it's not like a criticism. It's just funny how fast the comic books have to move. It's like, okay, your parents died and you were sad and you punched Croc some. And now you're going to live with Bruce. It'll be great.
Well, that's like even at the lonely place of dying when Tim's like, he wants to be Robin and Bruce is like, whoa. He's like, let's take it slow, one day at a time. I know nothing about you. Let's, So, yeah.
Yeah, they really changed things up in the...
I'm trying to remember, was Jason like training for a while? Because I know with like Tim, man, and the lonely place of dying was 443, and then he didn't actually put on his Robin suit until the end of 457.
I think they did the training stuff more with Tim than they did with the other ones, because I think after Jason died, they thought, partially people didn't like Jason because like moved too fast. I mean, I think that was the sense that you get why. I think Marv Wolfman's mentioned it in some of the introduction stuff to things like Lonely Place of Dying, that they wanted to make it clear that Dick approved of Tim, and that it was kind of more sort of like, oh yeah,
well, I just
happy, and they didn't want.
I just wonder too if they counted like the time before Jason that Dick actually gave Jason the suit as like training.
Yeah, I mean, I think they didn't really do training stuff until Tim. I think to kind of ease it in. I think maybe they might have been a little bit like testing the waters. to make sure that people like this kid, and to emphasize Dick likes him and is helping train him. And maybe I guess since because part of it that what I think it was kind of number one, it was 1940, so it didn't matter. But also they've kind of tried to be like, oh, Dick didn't need as much training because he was already an acrobat, sort of thing. But they've also done more with the training, doing things like the gauntlet and stuff like that in later times. I think that, I don't know, maybe I guess it took them until 1989, 1990 to be like, maybe we should really show these kids training before they run out and fight villains, as opposed to just, here's a costume, kid, let's go.
Well, especially after Jason dies, it's like,
yeah. So I think that's
Bruce isn't
probably
getting
part of it.
into a third one, third part.
Yeah, that they needed to, not only were they kind of, building up, but they wanted to show like Batman being responsible. And they wanted to have a chance to put pants on the costume. There you go.
True.
But yes, this is the last time Dick and Barbara are in a comic together until 1994.
Once again, he went the now with Jason in place, he can be more and more in Titans full time. So.
I mean, he was already more in Titans, but they would periodically have him
really
popping in. And that was actually an era where I felt like it didn't totally. Yeah. Sometimes they would mention it, but it kind of was like those two weren't matching always.
And then once again, there's only a couple years. There's like 3 more years till Crisis. Then after that, there's that one special where Barbara quits, and then the Killing Joke, and after that, even when she came back, she wasn't in the Bat books. Yeah, she came back as Oracle first in Suicide Squad. So,
yeah, she wasn't in it that much in Nightfall, really.
No, it's like right before Bruce left town to look for Tim's father, he calls her. I think that's the first time you really see her, and then she really doesn't show up until Bruce comes back at the end of Nightfall. So,
yeah, I mean the one that's showcased 94 with her and Dick is during Prodigal.
Yeah. Like I said, there's like one quick scene of her in a Batman book. It might have been like, was it like 498 or something? Yeah, and then that.
But I mean, it was the Suicide Squad people that reinvented her as Oracle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John Ostrander. Yeah.
Well, there we go. What's happening next week, Phil?
Oh, we got a big one next week. And once again, no one's taking credit for this. We can't remember who picked it, but next week, yes, Batman, All-Star Batman and Robin.
Next week will be I think we should already establish that we're going to focus next week's thing on all the places in here that made us go, what the?
Okay, so it's going to take us 2 days. Okay.
Okay, maybe make a list of your top 5. What the?
Maybe just do it real quick each issue, because what is that, like 10 issues?
Yeah. Well, we'll just try to focus on let's just try to focus on all the most what the stuff with Dick.
Okay.
Because, I mean, obviously all the cussing and that weird thing with Black Canary and stuff. I mean, the whole thing is just what the.
I know. Frank, I'm telling you, man, Frank, as time goes on, Frank Miller goes more and more off the tracks.
I mean, I'm not even a huge fan of the Dark Knight Returns or whatever.
Yeah, Lilith and I are going to be covering that in a few weeks. I mean, that was all right. I think the best thing
for me.
I think the best thing I ever read from Frank Miller was the Daredevil story of Born Again. That I think that was like his best stuff, at least for me.
Yep. I mean, his year 1 is not that bad.
Yeah, no.
But whatever. He's just not my cup of tea, shall we say. Which should be obvious to anyone who listens to this show, given that I'm always picking the cutest father-son. Bruce Wayne loses custody of Dick Grayson, and they have moments. That I would not be a huge Frank Miller fan. It's like the antithesis of everything that I like the most.
And I know you mostly read, like the DC Bat Family stuff, but I would recommend to you Daredevil Born Again. Like I said, it's actually like my favorite Frank Miller thing, I think, now that I'm thinking about it.
All right. see if I can find it. What is it from? What 80s, 90s, or more recent?
80s, yeah. All right. So, see, and you thought this was going to be a short episode.
I know, I did.
Hey,
wait, isn't technically All-Star Batman and Robin still not finished?
Oh yeah, I don't think it's ever going to be finished. Yeah, because I think wasn't it supposed to go to like 12 or something? Yeah, it only went to like 10 or was it 10 they went to?
11. I'm not
10
sure.
or 11, yeah. I'm gonna have to look because I have the copies downstairs because I think the app only goes to 10. So I thought that's why I thought wasn't there an 11? So I'm gonna have to.
I hope they got all of them on there. I don't know if I'm gonna. Let me know.
I was looking the other night. I think there was only 10 on there. So that's what I'm saying. I can't remember if there was 10 or 11. I'll go look at the floppies and let you know.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, kids. So yes, lots to nitpick next week. So yes, and plus we'll have our
get your rats ready.
Wow. Plus we'll have our next Titans episode. So yes, plenty to talk about. Send your thoughts. Email.
Maybe they'll cut the head off a rat or something in Titans, and it'll be really on theme for next week.
Oh yeah, that's the show. They'd be dark enough to do that. Yeah. So email us.
Yeah, they would. They already cut a wolf head off.
I know. capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-capes. And remember to follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Go join the Bloodhaven Bulletin or Facebook fan group. Find links to all the various social medias for all of our shows. Links to this YouTube channel. Please subscribe. And most important, please go subscribe to our Patreon. Once again, Southgate Media Group is no more. Everyone, this team has really stepped up and everyone is paying out of their own pockets. So, yes, please, if you can contribute it on Patreon, please do, or buy. Just make a one-time payment and buy some merch. So links to all of it, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And like I said last time, if you're like, hey, screw the rest of them, I only want to support Kristen, go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. You're like, I love the way she gives it to that Frank Miller. All right, so
there's more where that came from.
Next week, I know. So yes, pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Great read. Get that on Amazon. All right. All right. Again, thank you for joining us. Again, next week, all of All-Star Batman and Robin, or whatever it is, 10 or 11 issues, and the new episode of Titans. And Doom Patrol was back.
Yeah. Was it good?
That thing's trippy.
Sorry, that one's what?
That series is very trippy. What do you think this one's fun? You like robot men who swear a lot. All right. Join more Nightwing. Come back next week. Same wing time. Same wing channel.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News.